To a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
Hey everybody, we are back. Thank you so much for hopping into this live stream. I want to say that I think one of my best decisions that I made for the summit is to create the music that plays before our live streams because it gets me pumped up and I start dancing and stuff. So anyway, you're always going to catch me dancing when the live stream stops moving. All right, you guys. So we have a treat for you. We've got Barely Art on, and I see them backstage. Can you guys give me a big thumbs up if you're ready to come on? Look at that. They are ready. All right. So let me bring them on. Woohoo!
Hey, how are you doing, Brandy?
Doing great. Thank you so much for coming on board. I want to let you know, I'm not sure. Can you see the screen and see me or no?
Yes, we're all good. We're all
You
set
saw
up on
me.
this one.
You saw me dancing.
I know we had some jamming music going on. I
Right?
agree with you.
Right?
Yeah,
So
good
I
choices
wanted,
in that.
thank you. So I wanted to let everybody know that I am scrolling down below a link to where they can get more information about Cards for Cubs. Yep, right down below. So before we get started, if you don't mind, I want to play your commercial. Is that all right?
Of course, absolutely.
All right, so hold on. Let me get over to my screen. There we go. All right, here we go.
Cards for Cubs is a national crafting event that anyone can participate in, and it starts with crafters like you.
Make a difference in the lives of kids in foster care, one card at a time.
You can make handmade cards and send them to Cards for Cubs. Then we'll work with foster care agencies around the US to make sure that your cards get sent to those kids in need.
Awesome. I love that commercial. I was telling everybody last night during our live stream, our kickoff party, all about
Mhm.
Cards for Cubs, but I know I'm not going to do it justice. So I hope you don't mind just telling us a little bit about it before you get into your project.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, I want to say, thank you so much, Brandy, for, having us and giving us this platform to kind of talk about Barely Art and Cards for Cubs and all the things that we're doing with that. It has been an absolute blessing, to be able to speak in front of all of you guys and to really help push our vision forward for Cards for Cubs. So, for those of you that don't know what Cards for Cubs is, what it is an event that all started from Barely Art 2 years ago now. And what we were doing with it is we're trying to find ways of like giving back to the community. And what we started was, well, a lot of our customers for Barely Art Glue was card makers. So we thought like, okay, well, what's some way that we can kind of align the two, kind of use that crafting, that creative vision, and really make a difference somewhere. And we came up with, well, what if we collected cards, handmade cards for kids in foster care? And from that very first moment that we put it out there, I remember we put it together in about a weekend. We asked you guys, hey, we're going to be collecting cards. That first year, we collected about 3,500-ish cards.
Wow, that's amazing.
Fast forward, absolutely, yeah. And fast forward all the way to today, or last year, we had 42, my numbers are a little off, but I think it was about 41,500 cards donated from people just like you.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
there,
That's
yeah, we had
amazing.
so many. We've been able to affect so many lives for kids that are in foster care. And so I'm happy to say, and again, thank you, Brandy, for having us on for this.
You're
I'm
welcome.
happy to say that Cards for Cubs is now officially its own 501c3.
Whoop, whoop.
So we're our own nonprofit now. We're separate from Barely Art, but we still do a lot of things kind of together. So that's kind of why we're here today too, is to talk about Cards for Cubs and to show you guys kind of a unique card that we have here. And if you guys want to register for this, the way that we'll do it is that you just go into our website, barely.art, or go to I see the stuff scrolling on there. Go to the Stamp Me Some Love site there, and I'll have all the information on how to sign up.
That link will take you exactly to the page where you've got everything on your website. So that link there will redirect.
Yes, absolutely. And so the way that it works too is that you guys just make cards, right? That's what you guys are good at. That's why you guys are here, right? And so if you have any extra time to make some spare cards and affect some lives, all that we ask is that you guys kind of put those cards together, mail them to us, and then we'll do all the heavy lifting from that point on. Another thing as well, Andrea will talk kind of a little bit about the guidelines and show you some cards here as well.
Yes, we have about 5 guidelines. We have some examples. People are already sending cards in, and we haven't even technically launched. We have and we haven't.
Exactly,
the main event is like March 1st to 31st. That's the whole month of March. But we're already getting cards from people who had participated from like previous events. But anyway, the 5 guidelines. One is that they have to be handmade cards. That really just shows how much time and effort and love. You just put a lot more love in the cards that way when you hand make them. 2, we want them to be paired with an envelope. That's the proper sizing for them. It just helps us get through the sorting and sending process a lot faster.
Yeah, 42,000 cards takes a little bit of time to sort. I mean, we have volunteers and things like that too, but it still takes a little bit of time.
Especially trying to find the right size for it.
Right, kind of match them up.
Just try and send those envelopes with them. We also have asked for blank cards, kind of like the one we're making today on the inside. You can have a short sentiment, like, happy birthday, you rock, things like that. But we want mostly blank so social care workers can put like a personalized message to those kids in there. And then the last 2, we want them bundled in packs of 10. It makes it easier to count.
Yeah.
The thousands and thousands of cards coming in. And then if they could be birthday cards or encouragement cards. We had other categories in previous years, but this year, that was what foster care agencies were really asking for. So those are our main themes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way that the foster care and social workers actually use the cards too is that they're giving them to their kids. So we're basically trying to empower, that love and that creativity in that moment to those kids. So we're empowering the foster care agencies to create happy birthday cards, to write little different things like that, and have all these different types of encouraging messages. And so that's all that we're trying to do here. And again, Brandy, I just thank you again for thank you again for giving us the platform to kind of talk about all of this.
You are so welcome. And let me just go double screen here. When Jeremy brought this to me, I thought, well, this is a no-brainer because we have so many attendees that come to the Card Maker Success Summit. I looked this morning and we were almost up to 14,000 people. So we got a lot of card makers out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. And because I believe in the cause so much, we have decided as Stamp Me Some Love, we're going to be donating part of our proceeds from our purchases for the VIP All Access Pass to your nonprofit. So we're really excited about that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'll affect a lot of lives.
Yeah, I mean, I know that
cost is shipping.
Yes, I was going to say that's the main cost is to ship these out to all of the different agencies and stuff. And so I want to help you out a little bit and see if we can help cover some of those costs.
Appreciate that so much. And yeah, also too, if you don't have time to make cards or anything as well, you can always donate a little bit to us. The way that it works here is that about $10 goes to 150 to 200 cards that go out. So you can kind of think about it in that terms. So we have all that information. Again, just go over to the address that you see there, and that'll link you all to wherever you need to go on that one. So we encourage you, all through this time too, just go ahead and sign up and register. We already have right now 590 volunteers. Yeah, 590. I know 590 volunteers and 20,000 pledged handmade cards.
Wow.
So it's not even March yet. Technically, we start March 1st. It's not even March yet. We already have half the amount that we had last year.
Awesome. And I would like to ask if it's possible, if it's not, I understand, if there's any way for people to identify that they found out about it through the summit. I would be really curious to know,
yes.
If
we can add that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be great. If you could just, shout out to whoever's listening. Yeah, I would love to know how many cards we were able to help get to you guys through the summit.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that's exactly we have that exact same thing set up for some of our design team members. So yeah, for sure, great. We'll definitely go and put that as a little drop down menu there, and you can kind of see how many cards that just this summit brought in.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so I'm going to give you guys the floor, and you show us what you got.
Perfect. All right. Andrea, what are we making today?
We're making a stellar card.
A stellar card.
Out of this world. This little astronaut here. It's really cool. You spin the world and he starts floating around. So it's a pretty neat card. It's pretty simple to put together, so we can get started on that.
Yeah, and this design is available on that VIP Access Pass as well. So if you have access to that, you'll have access to this design. The way that we do it here is that a lot of times we'll do cutouts on Cricut and different things like that. So I know not a lot of you are familiar. Some are familiar with Cricuts and some aren't. You can also just kind of cut out the designs too.
Yeah, I think
this
is a pretty easy.
This
is just paper. There's no really layering involved as far as volume and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think it's a really fun card because once you get it all cut out, there's a lot of little pieces. But once you get it cut out, it'd be really, really good. Well, we also have a question here real quick that I'll answer about Cards for Cubs as well, asking if it's going through the end of the year. So what we do now is that we ask for cards between March 1st and March 31st. And then the rest of the year is us figuring out all the back end stuff, getting with volunteers, sending them out, because having that huge influx, we can't just send out 40,000 cards all at once, right? So it's now our turn after March to kind of help spread the word, get it out there, and get those cards to the kids they need.
Did you tell them the goal for this year?
I didn't tell you guys the goal for this year. The goal for this year is 100,000 cards. I think it's very doable right now. We're not even into March, we have half. So
right.
I think we'll be able to do it.
I think we've got a really good shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, do you want to get started?
Let's get started.
Okay, great. All right, so first we get these main layers. Most important part for this card, most important thing to do is make sure these slits match up. Otherwise, if you block it, we're going to have a really hard time getting those little astronaut glowing. So there's 3 pieces, 3 slits, just match those up.
I see. So on this part of it, we have, let's see, 3 layers, right? So there's 3 different parts you need. And see, look, I already have this backwards here. So let me flip that around. All right. So from here, where do we go?
All right. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and fold them. They're already scored. We did it with the Cricut, so it is pretty easy for us. I go ahead and I fold them all of them.
Fold them all?
Yeah,
all
I
right.
fold all of them.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I attempted to make this card. I didn't do it right. So Andrea here is going to make sure that I'm actually putting it together correctly this time. Don't want any astronauts getting too far away from the world.
Can't get lost in space.
Can't get lost in space. Absolutely not.
Because all right, so we are using 65-pound cardstock, so it is kind of thick. So that might give you some trouble when you're trying to put it together here, but we'll kind of address that in a second. First, we're gonna go ahead and put the navy layer and the white layer together.
Okay. So put these 2 layers together.
Yes, it's kind of laying flat, but also once we start gluing it, because of our really glue is a little flexible, we'll be able to bend it. That way, it kind of is, I guess you could say, pre-ready to bend.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the other thing too, guys, is that if you like SVGs and things, again, this one is, you can only get it if you're part of that VIP Access Pass. But we also have lots and lots of other SVGs as well. And so if you go over to our website, barely.art, there are tons and tons of other SVGs that are available and ready. Everything from cute little things. I mean, you can kind of see some of the stuff behind us. We put up lots of different things. So if you're a card maker and you want some extra little cute characters and things like that, we have a lot of them free on our website, barely.art. We have a question here kind of about the age of the kids. So the average age of a child in foster care is about 8. And really, whenever it comes down to it, the thing is what I tell people, that is the average age, but really we have babies all the way to 18, right? So whenever it comes to cards, we ask for a wide variety, pretty much anything, right? If you can sort them by, if you don't have to sort them by age, but if you can sort them in any way to kind of help with that, that's always helpful on our end as far as sorting is concerned. But yes, the average age is about 8. And really for a lot of these cards and these kids, a lot of these kids only stay in the foster care system about a year is the average amount of time. So we only have a very short window to really let them know that they're loved and cared about.
So I just want to say that the differences on how Andrea applies her glue versus Jeremy applies his glue is very different.
Yes, it is absolutely very, very different. I'm kind of the chaotic, sporadic type, if you haven't noticed yet. So yeah, we have very different styles on things here for sure.
So let's see if Jeremy can get it lined up.
I think maybe. Yeah, it's always fun because I always play the person that doesn't quite know what's going on, but adds to a little bit of character for our lives, which we do usually have every Friday on Instagram. If you guys are curious on that one.
So again, this paper is thick. So on this side, I glued this side first, the one with the words, just because it's got more of the details here, and it'll be the front card. The back, it's okay if it sides a little bit. If your paper is thinner, you probably won't have this problem, but we used 65-pound cardstock throughout the whole thing. So that's kind of what's going on right now.
And the other good thing too is that the glue is a little bit flexible. So if you kind of miss a line, you kind of just push it just a little bit and you'll kind of get right back to where you started. We have a quick question here right now about SVGs and the Cricut Joy. For the Cricut Joy, you can use the designs on there. I haven't tried it for this particular design with the Joy, but I mean, honestly, with SVGs and things, they pretty much work as long as you can get it on Cricut Design Space.
So I just wanted to mention while y'all are working, I've put on the screen right now the link to purchase the VIP All Access Pass. Couple things I want to mention. One is that they're going to get that file that you guys are working with right now as part of Barely Art's glues bonus. Sorry, say that fast really quick. And then,
I know, right?
And then as well, you guys are doing $5 off when you purchase
Yes.
$30 worth of products. So
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So if you
Yes.
are a VIP All Access Pass member, be sure to go down and check out the sponsor bonuses down at the end of the screen. There is deadlines, expiration dates on all of these bonuses. So be sure to be checking those out and redeem them before they go away.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah, make sure that you're using those codes because they will disappear. Also, just a heads up, if you're already a fan of our glue too, I guess we should just go ahead and say it. We do have bears in stock. Keep it a secret. Just a heads up.
Oh,
Just saying, there are
Oh,
some.
no.
Just say, just for the people here. Okay, don't spin it around too much yet. We don't want to go out of stock again. Just a heads up. So I'm just going to put that out there. Right. And so we have a question here as well about how to keep their glue from clogging. Well, there's a couple different ways, right? So if you worked with Barely Art Precision Craft Glue before, there are, as you know, there's these tips, right? So they're removable. You can exchange them. We usually stick to the ultra fine tip. I don't know if we have the other one with us right now.
We do live here.
Okay, we can fish that out. But there's a couple of things that you can do, right? To keep these from clogging, right? So the way that we typically store it, which is more for temporary use, is that we'll put a pin in it, right? We'll put a pin in it, right? So it all the pieces come with this lovely cleaning pin here. Make sure you use this cleaning pin. Please don't use just a normal sewing pin because it will rust and ruin your glue, and it's not good. So please use our cleaning pins. And then what you do is you can just keep that right in there like that, and put that in there, or you can just keep it in like this and push it in. So cleaning pin is the first way that you can do that. Just make sure that you kind of keep it in there. You need something there to keep it from exposing it to air, right? Cleaning pin. The second way is to use a rubber stopper,
Which that I don't think is up here.
which is not up here, but it's this little rubber stopper that kind of comes in and you put just right on the top of that. And it's got a little loop on it, so you can't lose it.
Right. These pins get kind of lost sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
We do get that
So
question online
I
a lot about the
actually
tip.
have your little rubber stopper here.
There we go.
Oh,
Yes,
perfect.
perfect.
I'm gonna see if I can open it up, and I don't know if you can see that. So I guess this guy goes in this little end goes
I
inside.
found one here. Yeah. So you got that little loop part there. You just put that little loop around the glue like that. If you have a pin in it, take it out. And then you just put that right on top like that.
Cool.
All right. Let's go ahead
Let's
and
finish
keep
up
gluing.
This card. All right. Next, we have got the moon,
Mhm.
put on this nice lovely space right here.
All right. So we'll open it up on that end. Get our moon piece here. Again, guys, this is a very simple card once you get everything cut out.
Yes, after it's cut out, it does have a lot of small pieces. Those letters are not for the faint of heart, but it is a lot of fun. It's really cool to see the little astronaut go up and down.
Exactly. Like this is the most interactive, or one of the most interactive cards. That's why I like it, because you can actually like move things
And play
do
with
things
it.
and play with it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got that. Put that right on there.
I was not patient with that.
And the good thing too is that, I like the glue because it makes sure that I can kind of be chaotic. Because for me, like I'll just put it on like, okay, there. And then I'll kind of move it around, right? So as you can see, even though I'm not as skilled as all of you guys, it's still easy for me to kind of use that glue right there. We've got a question on where the SVGs are on our website. If you go to barely.art, I think there's a drop down that says products and then SVGs. Yeah, so it's just right there. And again,
so you guys
all the
are
links and things should be on Randy's
So
site.
while you guys are doing that, I've got some questions here that are coming through.
Of course.
All right. And I think you guys have already answered this. Deborah wants to know, for those cards for Cubs, do you write on the inside or stamp on the inside or leave them blank? I think we discussed that it's best to leave them blank.
Yes, either blank,
Cindy,
or you can do a small sentiment. That's fine too.
You write happy birthday or
happy
stamp on
birthday,
there like we think you're
have
great.
a stellar day, whatever
Yeah.
it is. We just don't want long messages, because
Mhm.
what these will be for is so that social care workers can give these to their kids.
awesome. All right, Cindy wants to know where the name Barely Art came from.
Where the name Barely Art came from. That's an interesting story. Honestly, what it came from was we were looking at puns. Honestly, like we're like, well, what are some of the things that we're looking at? Like, well, we really want a mascot, right? That's kind of where it started. Like, okay, well, what mascot? We're like, well, we like bears. Might as well do some bear things. So after a lot of looking around and trying to find different things and puns for bears, Barely Art was the one that kind of came out and stood out for us. So
Awesome.
it's all sorts of fun. We try to keep it light.
We just
Courtney-
moved the Earth down.
Perfect.
So we're just gonna go
Earth
ahead and
down.
move the astronaut. I'm sorry, Brandy, continue.
No. I didn't mean to interrupt. Courtney is asking or says she
Mhm.
couldn't find the size info in the guidelines. Is there a specific size that you guys want?
Oh, okay. So the size is roughly around 4 to 6 inches is the best size. We honestly take pretty much everything, but we kind of prefer that A6-ish size
Mhm.
there. It's easier for us on our end to package them, right? So we have standard packaging boxes that we kind of put them in, and they can accept like really big cards too, but we prefer if they're smaller, like the
Yeah.
A6 or
Most of our
A2.
card makers here in the States do A2 sizes, which is 4
A2.
1/4 by 5
Mhm.
1/2.
Yes, and that's perfect. I think I misspoke on the A6. Yeah,
No
the
worries.
A2 size would be perfect for that. And it really allows us to get the cards in the hands of a lot of people quicker, right? The bigger ones are a little bit harder. And the other thing too is that typically they'll kind of bend a little bit when you're putting them together, right?
Mhm.
So if it's smaller, it's less likely to bend. It's a little stiffer too, and they'll go a lot longer.
All right. Someone's asking on the. Oop, my little alarm's going off. We got about
Mhm.
5 minutes, guys.
All right,
I'm gonna
we'll
I'm gonna
finish up
ask
in
this
5 minutes.
one question, and then we're gonna do your giveaway.
All right, sounds good.
Yes. All right. So one question, last question here. It says packs of 10 of the same card, or can you do 10 cards of different themes?
Whatever you want,
Awesome.
honestly, just whatever you want. We just ask for 10 so we can count. That's the only reason, right? The only reason so we can go, okay, this is 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then we know really quickly, right? Because cards are different sizes and thicknesses too. So sometimes, 10 cards looks like that. Then other times 10 cards looks like this. So it's a little easier if you guys can either bag them, wrap them, put some string around it, whatever it is that you want, and just kind of keep them all separate in bundles of 10.
Cool. There is one question here I really do need to ask here.
All
Vivian
right.
is asking if she can
Mhm.
have like a stamp or something on the back that says made by, like if she's got
Yes.
a
Mhm.
specific I don't know, logo or something where she says this card was handcrafted by, and then
Mhm.
something on the back. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. If you want to put your own stamp on there, especially if you guys are selling cards or just want to show, like, hey, by the way, this is where it came from, that's perfectly okay. Think about it in
Awesome.
terms of this. Like when you buy a card from a store and you want to fill it out for someone else, what's on it? Well, on the inside, it's usually like a little quick, saying or something like that. And then it gives a lot of open room for you to write things on. And then on the back, it usually says made by whatever, right? The Hallmark cards and things. So that's perfectly fine if put a stamp or something on the back.
Awesome. All right. I can't wait to see this card done.
Yeah,
Almost
absolutely.
there. We did do okay. So one of the pieces, this longer piece, we made out of acetate because it's just really the
Little
movement in
plastic.
this part in the middle right here. If it made out of paper, it might rip. So acetate's probably better for that.
So the thing is once you get to this point here, we have a paper brad, right? So what we did here is we just kind of put that brad in there like this. And did you glue this down?
No, don't glue that part down.
Don't glue this down. So leave this as a
Yes.
paper brad. And
Just
then what
glue.
part do you glue here?
So this front part on the,
Mhm.
on here.
Mhm.
Just 2 pieces right here, as long as you don't cover the hole.
Don't cover the hole.
Don't glue
Okay.
down the hole.
So one
Little dot.
dot here, one dot here. All right. And then put this way, right?
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, just make sure that hole dozen. There it goes. All right, just like that.
And then when you put this acetate piece in, make sure you put the little head part right here through. Because if you do it the opposite way, it'll get stuck.
Yes, yes. So be very careful of that. So you kind of put that in. You can bend it a little bit in and kind of get it in. So we have a question here. If we ship worldwide, currently we do not, but we have lots of suppliers that actually do as well. And so you can find all of our suppliers and things on our website. I put some more glue in here, barely.art.
And now I'm wondering if, I mean, I know we're going to have the replay of this recording of you guys creating the cards, but do you have anybody on your design team who has made a video of this card so that people can go back and really watch how it's made?
Oh, well, I think right now we don't have anyone that's made a video of it. I just realized I put this in the wrong way because Andrew wasn't looking at me. It's okay. I'm kidding.
No, you did it right.
Okay,
no, you did it right. You did
there
it
we go. Just kidding.
right.
There we go.
No, but we definitely can make a video for it.
For sure. Yeah.
This is one of our definitely the more not
This
as
is,
intuitive.
this is a little bit, yeah, there's
Yeah.
a little bit more stuff going on here, you know, but we can definitely make a video later that we'll put on. We'll be doing some more recording today, so we'll probably just go ahead
We might do
and
that.
might do
Yeah,
another
I
one
think
for you
that would
guys.
be helpful.
Absolutely.
The last part here is this paper brad on the front that we do glue down.
Okay.
So you're gonna put glue here. And these little tabbies.
We're going to finish this up for you, Brandon. We're a little low on time.
You're
just worked
fine.
out
I
for
just
this.
want to make sure we've got time to do your giveaway.
Just
There.
like that.
Should look like this.
Very nice. All right. Then after that, we're putting this
gonna
little piece
stick-
of plastic right through that little hole up there. So now, if you want to do a little test, make sure that you can spin this. All right, if you can spin that and that little plastic piece, or you can use paper too, just make sure it's thick. Is spinning around, you are good to go.
Yeah, so you just put a little astronaut on it.
I think the using of the acetate also, because it's clear, it still kind of gives you
Yes.
that idea of him being out in
Yes.
space. Versus if
Exactly.
you had a big piece of paper, it wouldn't look right unless it was like one of those hoses that they connect to
Right.
astronauts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The tethers or whatever.
Which you
Yeah.
probably could glue like a
You
little
probably could do,
squiggle
oh yeah, a
up
little
there
squiggle.
before you glue.
Before I glue.
Make sure this tab goes all the way down, just so you don't put glue on there and you get stuck.
Oh, I got you.
So it's all the way down. And our
Oh,
glue does work on
We're
acetate.
so happy that you're there, Andrea.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be
Somebody's got to
completely
keep
lost.
Jeremy straight.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Just put him right on there.
All right. So just a note to some of the folks that are trying to purchase the VIP All Access Pass and saying that Visa and MasterCard is not working. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm not sure why you would not be able to do that. So we'll take a look at that after the live session.
All right. And there we go. We got a little astronaut
Awesome.
right there by spinning the world.
That is so cool. All right, you guys, I don't mean to cut you off, but we've
Nope,
got to
all
get
good.
this. We've got to get
We got to
this,
get rolling. No, Andrew and I
I
like
know,
talking.
right?
We try to keep it fun.
All right, so we have here this beautiful box. I'm telling you, when I got this in the mail, I was like, wow, this is legit. So this box, I just have to share, is totally like I'm keeping this box. This is magnetic. And you know, crafters, I don't know if you know this, Jeremy, but we love containers. We love stuff.
Oh yeah,
stuff in.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you open it, oh my God, look at all this goody stuff here. We've got all this washi tape. We've got more washi tape. Of course, we've got the beloved bear.
Absolutely.
Which apparently is in stock on your website. Then we've got the 4
Secrets.
ounces, the 2 ounces. We've got 2 of the
tip kits there.
tip kits. Yes, I want to
Yeah.
make sure I said that right.
No, you're good. You're good. Absolutely.
And then we have these beautiful cards and matching envelopes, and they're all color coordinated in the rainbow theme. Love it.
Of course.
We've got some gold foil seals to be
Mhm.
sealing up the back of your envelopes when you put the cards in there. And then we've got these little plastic stoppers that we talked about earlier. And of course, then the lids that go on there. So, all right. So we're going to give
Absolutely.
this bad boy away. Who is
All
excited
right.
to get this? I'm telling you.
Lucky
Yeah.
winner.
I
know,
was
right?
excited when I opened up that box. I was like,
We try to
Look at
make it as special as possible. We do giveaways and things all the time, and what you're holding there is actually a modified design team box, so that's why it's so special. It's got
yes.
all of our goodies in there.
Awesome. Well, then I must clarify, are the winners going to be getting the same box?
The exact same box. Yep.
Okay. So they're getting the box too. Yay. Okay.
Yes, the
Oh,
box
yeah.
and everything else. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. 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 All right. So let me flip the camera over. We're going to do our giveaway. Drum roll, please. All right. The lucky winner for the Barely Art box bundle is Michelle, and her name is spelled Michele, 1L. Last name
1L
starts with an
Michelle.
S and ends with an H. We will be emailing you over the next couple of days. And,
Congratulations, Michelle.
yeah, we're going to confirm you're an actual human and not a bot. And get
Yes,
your
yes,
address.
gotta confirm that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
No
And
bots
then we
allowed.
will be sending out the information to Barely Art so they can send you this beautiful package. So excited.
Absolutely.
All
Us
right, you
too.
guys. Well, I have got to hop off. I've got to do a couple of other announcements. So I'm going to actually remove you from the stream. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming on board. It's been a lot of fun.
Of course,
Thank you
of
so
course.
much for
Thank you so
having us.
much.
All right. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. We have about 5 minutes to give away a lot of stuff. So let's do it. All right. We gave that away. We gave that away. All right. So we're going to give away a Prickly Pears bundle. And actually, it's a stamp set. No, I'm sorry. It is a bundle. Let me go ahead and show it. All right. So we've got the, I gave this away yesterday. Pause. I've lost my head. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. All right, we are going to give away some VIP all access passes. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to give in rapid succession. So I hope Lisa is ready. All right, so the first winner of our VIP all access pass is Karina, and that's Carina. Last name starts with a J and ends with an N. So that's one. And then our next winner is Sandy, and a last name starts with a C and ends with an O. All right, we got 4 more to give away. All right, next one is Jeannie. Last name starts with an S and ends with an S. Okay, we got 3 more. All right, next one is Dawn, D-A-W. Last name starts with a B, ends with a Y. All right, our next winner is Susan. Last name starts with a W, ends with an R. And then our last winner for this live stream is going to Tracy. And Tracy's first name or last name starts with a K and ends with an L. All right, you guys, I know that there are a lot of questions in the chat box I didn't get to address, but we are running a little bit behind, and I want to make sure that everybody gets to the next presentation. Let me just see where we're at in the schedule. I will keep the questions from earlier today, and I will address them all during our updates and giveaways tonight. So next up is going to be Julie, and she's going to be doing making a card with SVG files in her Cricut. So be sure to go to the schedule page, and let's see if I can pop that up there, and scroll down to where you see her presentation and then the big watch button. That'll take you directly to the page where her presentation is. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.